Hello and welcome back to Quilts by Carmel. I am JOCARMEL and we are on the week 2 of the Love Star Sampler Quilt Challenge. Yay! I am super excited. We are doing the L this week. Yes, I lift my leg and no, I was never a cheerleader. But here are my blocks. I think they turned out fab. I had to tweak some of them. I'll give you an example. I squared my blocks up too small, so then I had to add a little border to this one to make it work. I needed it at 8.5 inches, all right? But I'm super excited to walk through it with you. For those of you who want to do foundation paper piecing, I did upload a pattern for 6.5-inch blocks. Those blocks will make a smaller quilt. It'll be 50 by 62, but that may be something you want. You can add borders. That would be another option, okay? But you can also use triangles on a roll. You can use flying geese paper. You can do it however you want to do it. It's a challenge. The challenge is to make the blocks, okay? So I am super excited. I'm going to come back and walk you through how to get to that pattern. All right, guys, let me go to my website and just show you where you can get the pattern for the Love Star Sampler Quilt Challenge, okay? The regular pattern and then the foundation paper piece blocks, okay? So let's go there. All right, so this is my website, quiltsbycarmel.com, all right? And we're just gonna scroll down a little, all right? Here is the Love Star Sampler Quilt Challenge. Here's the free patterns, okay? So this is the piece with the 8.5-inch blocks, this first one. You can just go through it and see the blocks and the yardage, all right? See, get to a block here. There we go. All right. And then I'm going to go back. Oh, didn't want to do that. Let me go down some more. All right, we're going to go down. And here are the foundation paper piece blocks. They're all 6-inch finished. Okay, you can download the PDF right here. Click on it and you can download it. And then here are the blocks. All right, so you print out your paper and then you do your foundation paper piecing magic. All right, so that is how you get to the foundation paper piece blocks. Okay, and again, it'll make a smaller quilt, 50 by 62. All right, but you can always add borders or you can make your blocks bigger, smaller. It is up to you how you do this. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to set up so that we can go over the blocks that I made this week. Okay, here's the first block we're going to do. It is made completely of 16 2.5 half square triangles. And I did 4 that were medium and light, and each of them went on the corners. And then I did 8 that were dark and light, and they made up the star leg, sorry. And then I did 4 more that were dark and medium, and they made up the pinwheel in the center. Think it turned out fab. It does measure 8.5, which I'm super excited about, okay? But let me go over a couple of ways that you can do a half square triangle. You could, I know the pattern says cut your squares into 2 7/8, but I decided to cut mine into 3 inches and then square it up to 2.5. So I drew a diagonal line on the darker fabric, put them right sides together. Then I stitched a 1/4 inch seam on either side of that line, cut down the middle, and that gave me half square triangles, okay? And I squared them up. I do have this 2.5-inch square ruler that I got from Fat Quarter Shop, which would work great, but it's a little small for my fingers. So what I had decided to do was use I'm looking for it, here it is, my 4.5 inch ruler from Creative Grids. And I like setting it in the corner and then taking my rotary cutter and just cutting that way. Okay, that's what I prefer. Now, another way I made half square triangles for this, because I wanted to go a little faster, I made tubes. However, with tubes, you do waste a little fabric. So some people may not want to do it that way. I took 2 strips, cutting them from my fat quarters, 2.5-inch strips. I put them right face together. All right, and then I sewed a 1/4-inch seam on both sides, which created this tube, this lovely tube. All right, and I used the strip club ruler. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Here it is. And what you do is you put your seam on the 2.5-inch seam. Let me see if I can see that. I'm sorry, I hear a car going by rather loudly too. All right. He's wasting gas. No. And then what you do is you just cut. But you can make so many this way. And that's why I did it, because I needed to make 2 stars, okay? Open it up, and you have a half square triangle. Okay, I cut up all my blocks and I have set them out. All you need to do now is just sew your blocks together and then sew your rows together using a 1/4-inch seam, and then you will have the block. Yay! All right, okay, here's our next block. It turned out super cute, super fun. I love pinwheels. And it turns out, yes, 8.5 inches square. Hooray. Let me just show you the fabric cuts that I made, okay? So I'm going to move that out of the way. I use 2 5.5-inch square light blocks, 2 5.5-inch square medium, and 2, see, 1, 2, there we go, 2 5-inch. So this one is only 5-inch, okay? Then I took the medium and the light and I put them right sides together, drew my diagonal line, sewed on either side of the seam 1/4 inch, and that gave me 2 half square triangles. Yay! All right, and these I squared up to 5, but you don't have to square up. I did though. So I'm going to take my 5-inch squares now, and I am going to draw a diagonal line, but I am going to set this like this. Let me see if I can move that one. And then also sew a 1/4 inch on each side. Let me do that really quickly, and we'll come back, cut, and I'll show you the finished product. How's that? Right, I sewed a 1/4 inch seam on either side of that line. Now we're going to cut it. Awesome. And you're going to have 2 blocks. All right, I still want to square mine up to 4.5 though. And it's completely up to you if you want to open your seams or not. Give me 1 second while I press these. You could use the clearly slotted ruler. You could use block lock, or you can just use a regular ruler, which is what I'm going to do, okay? Move that one out of the way. And it comes out very close, but you still need to square it up. I think that's the key in all of this, is just to square your blocks. All right. 4.5. There we go. All right. So you're going to need 4 of these to make this block. All right, 4 4.5-inch squares. And then you just rotate them so that you have a pinwheel. On to the next block. Okay guys, here's the next star block, and I used a low volume with the print, and it looks a little busy. I like it, but on the next block I'm going to tweak it just a little, okay? So I have a 4.5-inch center block, and then I'm going to snowball it with 4 2.5-inch dark fabrics, okay? So I'm gonna snowball it, okay? Alrighty, so you need 4 dark 2.5-inch squares, and then for the flying geese on the outside, I have changed mine to this fabric. It's a little darker, a little more solid. I think it might work better. And you need 4 2.5 by 4.5-inch rectangles. You need 8 low volume 2.5-inch squares so that you can create your flying geese, or again you can make them with the paper. So I think that's going to look a little better. And then I still need to make these half square triangles on the outside. I cut 2 low volume at 3 inches. There they are. And 2 low volume at medium at 3 inches. I'm going to put them right sides together. So a 1/4 inch on both sides of this diagonal line, and then square it up to 2.5. All right, and that's how I'm going to make this block. So let me move the block out the way, and then I'm just going to speed it up on how I make it real quick, okay? Okay guys, I'm hoping you can see. Let's build this star block real quick, okay? So my flying geese go on all 4 sides of the block. Oh yeah, you can see the star a lot better this time. And remember, I snowballed, but you could, technically, you could make this with 4 half square triangles too, okay? Or you could use, I think it's called economy block. So you could do it that way, but I chose to snowball, all right? So that's going to be my center. And then I have to remember, do these go in? I think they do. There we go. All right, this is going to be my other star block. This is 1 and this is 2. Let's go to the next block. All right, block 4 is a flying geese pinwheel block. It's really simple. You just need a total of 8 flying geese that measure 2.5 by 4.5, 4 dark and 4 medium, and then you're going to need 2, 4. So you're going to need 16 of the 2.5-inch squares. Okay, so for the next block, I have picked this red, which is really bright, and I cut 4 at 2.5 by 4.5. Then I'm still kind of choosing whether I want to use this or this. Right now I'm kind of leaning towards this. And I got 4 medium, so 4 medium 2.5 by 4.5, and then I have 16 2.5-inch squares. I am going to create some flying geese by snowballing each corner. All right. So that's how I'm going to create mine. You can use flying geese paper. You can do it however you like to do it. But let me do some, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how easy the layout is, okay? All right, I'm back. I have made my flying geese. I have 4 dark with light and 4 medium with light. And then all you have to do is make a simple block. each of these are 2.5 by 4.5. And I was excited because I got to use my Sew Sampler Blocks ruler, and it just fits on there so perfect, guys. Look at that. That's pretty cool. All right, I digress. But each block will be like this, all right? And then you're going to rotate them. So there's one block. I'm going to move these. All right. Here's another block. All right. And here's another block. And here's another block. And I did that one. I did one wrong. Let's see which one is wrong. This one is wrong. There we go. All right, and that will make your flying geese pinwheel block. Next up is the Ohio Star block, and let's get started on it. All right. Is this cute little Ohio Star? Isn't it cute? I love it. I did this a little different than the cutting instructions on my pattern, okay? What I did is I cut a 4-inch strip, and I cut 4 dark blocks and 4 light blocks, and then I cut one of the light blocks down to 3 1/4. So what I'm gonna do is make half square triangles, all right, and then I'm gonna make these hourglass blocks as well, and I am going to cut them down to 3 1/4. I'm gonna square them up to 3 1/4, and then my block is gonna be a little too big, so what I did is I took my 8.5 inch ruler and I squared it up. All right, so that's how I did it. I'll make a block. I'll make the blocks real quick and come back and we'll talk about it. Alrighty, you're gonna take all 4 sets of 4-inch squares, put them right sides together, draw a line diagonally, and sew a 1/4 inch seam on both sides. You're gonna do that for all 4, okay? And then we're going to, okay, 4 sets yield 8 half square triangles. 4 of those you're just gonna square up to 3 1/4, right? And they are gonna go in the corners. There are these 4 blocks, okay? And then you're gonna take these, you're gonna put them right sides together with the seams butting up or nesting in the middle. You're going to draw a line diagonally, and so on either side of that line, and then you will have hourglass blocks, okay? And then those are, we're going to square up also to 3 1/4. All right, guys, these blocks still need to be squared up to 3 1/4, but I just want to go over the layout, okay? So you have a 3 1/4 in the center. Then you have your 4 half square triangles coming, the dark is coming in, all right? There's another one, and there's another one. And then you have your 4 hourglass, and the red is also coming towards the center block, okay, on each one. And that is how you're going to make this block, okay? You're going to sew it all together. It's going to come out a little bigger than 8 1/4, but all you do is trim it down. All right, on to the next block, the Friendship Star block. All right, guys, the last block, the Friendship block, it's made of mostly half square triangles. We've already gone over the ways you can make them. Let me just go over the sizes that you need. This block, I made an error on. I squared the half square triangles up to 3 inches instead of 3 1/4. But let me go over what you need to make the block, okay? You need 2 3.5 inch square dark blocks, 4, I think I have 4 around here somewhere, 4 medium 3.5 inch squares, and 2 light, sorry, 2.5 inch squares, and then 1 3 1/4 center, okay? So it goes there. So let's just go over how the layout goes, okay? Because I think I have some blocks made. They're not squared up, but I will just do the layout really quickly, okay? So your dark and your medium are going to go in all the corners. All right. Do I have 4 of those? Yay, I do. All right. And you need 4 total of the dark and the medium, sorry. And then you need 4 more of the light and the medium, okay? And it's gonna go in this fashion. I'm looking, there we go. You just have to be aware of your placement with these, okay? And the last one goes this way, all right? And then you're gonna have a 3¼ inch center. All right, so that is gonna be how you make this block, and you're gonna square it up to 8½. All right, just make sure you don't make the mistake I did and do 3¼ Make sure these blocks are 3¼ All right, guys, let me come back. We'll be on my design wall and we'll wrap up. Okay, guys, that is how you make all 6 blocks. Please leave a message or a comment below if you have any questions, or if I said something incorrectly and I need to clarify. I would love your feedback, okay? All I have to do now is decide the background fabric, and I have 2 options. And give me your opinion, guys. The hearts, I think it might be a little too busy. So, and I don't know if it really goes with this line of fabric. It's called I Love Us by Sandy Garvais of Riley Flake Studios. Designs. Or the Kona Snow. Do I just make it simple, tone it down so that it's not so busy? All right? Give me your opinion. I would love your feedback. Come back next Thursday, 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and we will do the O. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.